The Audio Pro A15 has already received rave reviews, but does it live up to the hype? Let's find out if this should make it on your portable speaker shortlist. To answer that question, let's first cover the need to knows there. Now, this new speaker joins Audio Pro's range of multi-room audio products, many of which have picked up a collection of awards, including the C3, C5, and C10. Now, we reviewed the range recently and we were pretty impressed. Now, this A15 is available now for £349, which straight off the mark will have lots of you wondering, why is a portable speaker so expensive? And that's because it's not really meant to be an out-and-out portable speaker. Instead, you should think of it as a regular speaker that can be moved around to different rooms and taken outside, because it doesn't rely on a power socket and instead uses a rechargeable battery, a bit like the Sonos Move. And coincidentally, the Sonos Move is in the same sort of price bracket at $399, so £50 more expensive than the A15. So I'd imagine some of you will be wanting comparisons of both. Now, this speaker comes with an 11-hour battery life at 50% volume and 8 hours at 100%. They say it should take 5 to 6 hours to recharge, which is slightly longer than we would expect. Also worth pointing out, it's a replaceable battery, which can be easily changed with just 2 Phillips screws. So taking a look at the design then, this speaker comes in a choice of 2 colours, light grey and dark grey, and it's wrapped around in this fabric sort of material, similar to their A10 and A26 models. Now, it does feel quite thick and durable, but because it is fabric at the end of the day, it is only IPX2, which is drip proof at best up to a certain angle. So make sure you only take this outside when we get those sunny days. Now, it's obviously not a small, compact, portable speaker, so if I put this JBL Flip 6 next to it, then it really does become highlighted. Now, the A15 as a heavier speaker weighs in at 3.4 kilograms, so you definitely don't want to be throwing this in a rucksack, but it has got a handy carry handle on the back for moving it easily between indoors and outdoors or from room to room. Connectivity-wise, it comes with Bluetooth 4.2 on board, as well as Wi-Fi methods of control like AirPlay 2, you get Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, Chromecast, and the Audio Pro app. Now, this is what we've come to expect Wi-Fi-wise, but we would have preferred Bluetooth 5.0, which would give a bit more range, especially if you were taking it out in the garden and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, there's no voice control like Alexa or Google Assistant, so control has to come either from your phone or using the presets on the top here. And actually, the presets is a feature which we think is a big pro for this speaker and makes the A15 stand out in this category, and a feature which is often overlooked in the pursuit of design. And the presets allow you to have quick access to your favorite stations or playlists. And in terms of other touch controls, this big button in the middle is for your volume up and down. And then on the left here, you've got power, you've got changing source, you've got Bluetooth pairing, you've got previous track, play, pause, and skip track, which is quite interesting that you get separate buttons for these. Nowadays, you usually get sort of a single button that does everything. Some people are going to prefer that, others are going to prefer this layout. Now, you have also got LED lights here as well to show you battery life and which source you're currently on. So quite smartly laid out. So back to the presets. If I show you how that works, you first play some music on any of the services that are supported in the Audio Pro app. Make sure you then head back to the Audio Pro app and then tap on the 3 dots here next to the now playing and select preset. And so if I wanted to save this playlist, it will save it to a preset for quick and easy access by clicking on that number on the speaker. Really neat, but I do want to highlight that this obviously doesn't work for Bluetooth or AirPlay 2. For us, we've set up a morning, afternoon, and evening playlist across the top 3 presets and some radio stations from TuneIn for the other 3. In our testing, this works really well. Anyone can come in and press a button and your phone doesn't necessarily need to be in the vicinity. Now, this A15 does come with a 3.5mm aux input, which is definitely going to please a lot of people, as it is a rarity these days to find that port on a portable speaker, so you can use this to hook up a turntable, a CD player, anything that requires a cable. Yes, I know, a portable speaker that you can connect a turntable to. Crazy. You've even got an RCA sub out as well, in case you want to give it some more bass, which is almost extinct on a portable speaker, so I love that we've got that option. Overall, I think Audio Pro have done quite a good job on the design overall, not to mention being really generous with the connectivity and touch controls. I perhaps would have liked a slightly higher weatherproof rating, but it's clear they're not really going for that. You're not meant to take it out and about with you or listening in the pouring rain. It's designed to move around your home from indoors to outdoors, etc. And because it's a larger size than your normal portable speaker, you get a much more powerful and impactful experience, which is good for filling medium to larger size patio areas and gardens. Being part of the Audio Pro multi-room family as well, you can also group this speaker with any other compatible Wi-Fi Audio Pro speakers that you might have in your home, or you can have different speakers playing different things. Again, enriching your experience if you invest into the Audio Pro family. So on to a very important question. Does this A15 sound any good? Well, I can tell you now, I think it has surprised us all in the office. Inside, there's a 1-inch textile dome tweeter, which does a great job with the presence of the vocals, alongside a 4.5-inch woofer, providing decent bass, about as much as you'd expect from its form factor. Now, before I delve any deeper, let's give you guys a quick sound test, and then I'll share our thoughts from the testing.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day. You'll get tired of my voice, that's how much I'm.
If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do.
So from our testing, the A15 really excels with more acoustic tracks, indie music, jazz, and classical, and generally more relaxed content. Now, I'm not usually a fan of Taylor Swift, but the track Willow from her Evermore album was a standout, and I honestly heard Taylor like I've never heard her before. Generally, vocals were clean, bass was tight, and mids were good. Admittedly, more busier tracks like dance, electronic from artists such as Bonobo were good, and I was happy with it, but it maybe left me wanting a little bit more. Now remember, the drivers are front facing, so if you're sat to the side of the A15 or behind it, you don't get as near as good an experience than if you're sat directly in front of it. Now this isn't necessarily a negative, because I'm yet to find a large portable speaker that offers decent omnidirectional sound. I'm still waiting for that day. The closest I've ever experienced is the Marshall Tufton, as it actually has a speaker on the back, and boy, that is a unit. And also the same price as this, interestingly. But that, of course, has no Wi-Fi like the A15 does. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some of you out there shouting at me through the screen, okay, this all sounds great, but how does it actually compare with the Sonos Move? As these are similar types of sort of heavy-duty portable Wi-Fi Bluetooth speakers. Well, besides the £50 price difference, I would say the Sonos Move does offer more bass response. So I did find myself cranking up the bass a little bit in the Audio Pro app to compensate. So if you're the type of person that likes dance, house, electronic, anything that needs a bit of bass, then the Move would definitely offer a better experience for you. The Sonos Move also has an IP56 weatherproof rating, as it can survive splashes of water and more extreme temperatures, which gives you more confidence with it overall when you're using it outside. There are also quite significant differences in the ecosystems as well, so I won't delve into it too much for you now, but the main difference for us is in the presets and the top buttons on the top of the A15 versus the more evolved ecosystem that you get with Sonos and the benefits of the Sonos app, such as favorites and things like that. For those looking to grow a system over time, who often have their phone to hand, might prefer the Sonos Move. For those who want the convenience of walking over to a speaker, pressing a button and playing their favorite content, then you may prefer the A15. And lastly, there's no voice control with the A15, whereas the Move has both Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant built in, useful if you prefer a completely hands-free approach to controlling your music. So for us, this sits in a newer market of what we like to call heavy-duty portable speakers. You listen to it around your home 99% of the time, and for the 1% of the time in the UK, when the sun decides to shine, you've got the option of taking it outside with you. Now, although they aren't as convenient to take away with you or out and about, their extra size makes them perfect for garden parties and will outperform any small portable speaker on the market. Who knows, you might even get a few people dancing. Now, as I said, we've been really impressed with this speaker, and the presets are very useful in day-to-day usage and work very well. For those who prefer a hands-free control, then you might miss that voice control, but of course you've always got the option of using your phone for control if you want. Now, the design of the A15 isn't going to be for everyone, but personally, I really quite like this Scandinavian style, and the build quality is unmistakably great. So overall, I would say this speaker would be a good option for your shortlist. So guys, if you want to check it out, the link is in the description below as ever, and do comment down below whether you would appreciate a more in-depth video comparing this with the Sonos Move and perhaps another large portable speaker, maybe the Marshall Tufton. Would you even go for a large portable speaker, or would you keep it small? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. See you very soon.